Hello, how are you? We have a thrift haul today. My name is Jen. I'm a full-time reseller. So yesterday I hit up one of the Goodwill bins stores where you pay by the pound. And I also hit two Goodwill regular stores on the way home. We're just gonna dive right into it. I'm gonna go in the order of my pile here. I walked out of there with two items. We're gonna start out with the banger of the day. I saw this and I took a picture to look it up, and holy cow, this sweatshirt goes for hundreds of dollars. It is a Saint Laurent. Am I even saying that right? I never say it because I never find it. I was like, holy cow. It's got this shark, says Sweet Dreams. Okay, so new with tags. But the condition of it, I was like, for being new with tags, I'm like, okay, if this is worth like hundreds of dollars, you think the quality would be like a little bit better? So I did have this authenticated. I will show the app that I used for that, paid $10, and I do have the results of that. Now that I will wait till the end of the video to come back around to let you know, was this real or is this a replica? What do you think? I'll show you the details. So there's a tag there. We have this tag. That is what the back of that one looks like. The quality of the material of the sweatshirt, like this part feels really nice. We have that, and then the inside tag I'll show you here. Oh, it says size medium. There is what that tag looks like. So let me know what you think. Authentic or replica? So we'll circle back around to that. The other item I walked out with, only because this is my size, I wanted to try out these. So these are Fabletics shorts. If they weren't my size, I might not have gotten them, but I figure if I don't like them, I can just resell them. So that's why I grabbed these. Hey, next Goodwill that I stopped at on the way home, I found a couple items there. I'll start out with this, so we have the bag from the toy section. So I paid $4.99, and I saw here it said Looney Tunes, and it's from Shell, and it said 1990. I quickly looked it up and I was like, oh, there was other lots of like 8 figures going for at least like 20 bucks. So it is something that people are searching for and purchasing. I didn't open the bag yet, so let's go ahead and see, because it looked like these, oh yeah, these are still sealed. Oh, nice. Let's see who we got. We got the Roadrunner. We got Taz. Yosemite Sam. Testing my knowledge on these. No, just as I say that. What's the pig's name? Daffy Duck. Bugs Bunny. Wile E. Coyote. Oh, and we have Tweety Bird and Sylvester. Sylvester is the cat's name? That was a pretty good pickup for $5. I think that'll be an easy flip into 20 at least. All right, this brand, Davis and Squire, had never heard of it, but 100% cashmere. I paid $8.99, and I like this pattern that's on it. You can kind of see the squares on it. Really good condition on that. This next sweater was really cool. I saw this, I'm like, yes. Okay, so the brand on this, vintage, brand is Campus. And what I thought was really cool about this is I could tell there was like this different like material on it. I thought that was unique. And I didn't like really take a closer look at the tag until I got home. But that different material is leather. That's pretty cool. This next one I was so excited. I love this brand. I actually just bought a couple tank tops on eBay. It's just really comfortable like workout clothes, and that is Biore. And that is a really good sell-through rate. So this size extra large. I found it in the men's section. I'm not sure if it's men's or women's, but it is this button-up shirt here. Paid $8.99 for that. Then we have this Ralph Lauren RLX line. Oh, we have this quarter zip pullover. $8.99. Oh, pink tags were half off, so like $4.50 for that. Oh, this next one. Okay, so I'm flipping through the racks, and I thought this was a Carhartt. Like, it looked like a Carhartt, which I also would have grabbed. So, I mean, just looking at it really quick, you think it's Carhartt. And on the front, it says Pointer brand, made in USA. So right off the bat, I'm like, well, that's probably worth it. $10.99. So I quickly did look it up. Here is this tag in here. This is a really great brand, has a really great sell-through rate, and some jackets like this were going for like $90 to $100. I'm gonna make sure I list this puppy today. I think that'll go pretty quick. Okay, moving now on to my bins purchases. So I have two, I'll try to keep it moving, two full bags. There's that bag. Hold on, I dropped a shoe. Oh, and this bag. So both of these bags. Okay, now that last Goodwill store, you saw me showing the price. I was paying like $9 a piece for those things. So just for a couple items, I spent like $50. That's why I've gotten like so selective in like regular Goodwill stores. Like your cost of goods goes up pretty quick. So at the bin store, I got these two full bags. My total was like $41. Wait till you see everything I got for $41. Now, I do not live close to a Goodwill bin store. This one was like 3.5 hours away from me, but I went on a day trip to Niagara Falls the other day. Just taking like a self-care day. Took a book up to read and relaxed a little bit. And then I hopped over to the bin store that I went to was in Rochester, New York. And let me show you what I came home with. So you pay by the pound. I think it was like $1.75 per pound. All right, so I'll start with this. Again, talking about like being authentic or not. I don't know my bags, but I saw this Coach purse. I mean, when you're at the bins, you see a Coach purse, you grab it. So here is this. Here's what the inside of that, a little bit of rough shape on that part there. But I mean, other than that, it's clean. Looks nice. So grab that. Shoes. So there's a couple different like categories where they weigh separately. Shoes were only $1 a pound. I think I paid like $1.50 for these Kookaburra by UGG. Now these looked super clean, and I grabbed these because these were in my size. So we'll see if they fit and I like them. But I mean, for $1.50, yes, please. We have a plush. So I saw this bear, okay, and he's actually pretty clean. It looked vintage. The tag, we have a Warner Brothers tag. There's not a date on it, but it did look like older. I'm trying to figure out, I was like, who is this bear? And brought him home, and I said to my husband, he's like, it's Yogi. And I was like, well, the tag says Warner Brothers. Yogi was Hanna-Barbera. I was like, so if it's not Yogi, I'm like, well, who is it? Well, then I did a search. That's what I love about reselling. You're always like researching things and learning new things. Warner Brothers had purchased Hanna-Barbera, so Yogi was, or did become Warner Brothers. So we think this is Yogi Bear. If you think it's somebody else, let me know. I saw this hair item in the bins. It's not a brand I was familiar with, but I looked it up and the sell-through rate looks pretty decent. And it's an item that people search for. Tymo. And honestly, I'm not even sure what this does. What does that do? Grab that. These safety, like vests, jackets. I mean, this is a full-on coat, like winter coat. So this was like a nice find for being at the bins. OK1 is the brand. It's a bomber jacket, size 2XL. That's pretty nice. We have a Lands' End puffer jacket. It feels like down. I think the materials tag has been ripped out. We do have that there. It says machine wash. But I grabbed that. Patagonia. Woo, woo. This is the Capeline line. So these are size small, but pair of women's sweatpants. Look at this adorable towel. Okay, I'm a big Disney fan. I mean, if you can't tell. Look at the colors on this. So vibrant. We got Bambi. Now there's no like tag, no date. You know, I'm not sure. I'm sure like resale value, not like super high. Might even keep that for myself. But I mean, you see something like that. Like for somebody like me who loves Disney, I'm like, of course I'm gonna grab that. Okay, another coat here. This is a J. Crew down puffer jacket, and it's one of like the longer ones. It's in really good shape. That was a nice find. This I thought was cool. This looks like a vintage shirt, so it's on a Hanes beefy tag. It says "Do It." Use Kodak film and plates. So I think that's a vintage Kodak shirt. It's pretty cool. Okay, this one. So I'm looking through, see this like kind of cool graphic on the front. The tag, Sabaton official. I had no idea what that was, but it was a size 4XL. I flip it over in the back. I'm like, oh, again, it's like pretty cool, like graphic. What does that say? The war to end all wars. And then it's also got this hit on the sleeve there. So I kept walking, like I left it there, and then I looked it up real quick, and I was like, oh, this is definitely a pickup. And I turned around and there's another girl like digging in that spot, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And you know, you don't want to be like that person that like dive bombs in front of them, like snatch something. So I'm just like kind of like watching and patiently like waiting, and she tossed it aside. So I just like very quietly like walked behind her and like grabbed it and kept walking. But yeah, so I think that was a really good find. Okay, so these, saw this pair of like swim trunks. You know, the design wasn't really like catching my eye or whatever, just kind of like blah. But then I see this, where'd it go? This V, and I was like, that looks like the Vuori logo. So I quick like pick it up, and there's like, you know, nothing on the back. Look at this tag, and I'm like, oh, nothing there in terms of like brand. I was gonna just like set them down and keep walking, and then where was it? It was real tiny. So up here by the drawstring. Really teeny tiny. This is Vuori there. But also now looking on the zipper there, real tiny letters, it also says Vuori on there. So grabbed those. This here, Karen Scott vest. I like, you know, the Christmassy stuff sells well. People are always looking for fun stuff like this around the holidays. And I thought this design was kind of cute, kind of like whimsy, like almost like Dr. Seussish. Seussish? Next, we have this North Face jacket. Now, I will say, like, because a lot of this stuff is like really good. I was really excited about my finds. But at the bin store, probably like at most bin store, if you've never been to one, it's not like North Face, Vuori, Patagonia, blah, blah, blah. Like that's what I'm pulling out of my bags. But you have to dig and be patient and stay there like several hours through several rotations. The majority of the items that you touch are not these good items. So I'll say about this. So there was a decent number of other resellers there. You could tell like who the regulars were, pretty much everybody but me, because I was the out-of-towner. But everybody was really nice. And something that I noticed too, because as I'm walking through, like this was like laying flat out like on top of a pile. And maybe this is true at all the bins. I don't go enough times. But with so many other resellers there, if they came across like something that was decent and they looked it over and they decided they didn't want it, they would like lay it out on top, you know, for someone else to easily be able to find or see. So I started doing the same thing. If I picked up something, I was like, well, this is a good item, but you know, there's a stain here, or for whatever reason, like I don't sell this type of thing and I didn't want it. You just like lay it on top so that someone else can easily decide, hey, well, hey, I'll take it. It might not be good enough for them, but because yeah, normally you're not walking through and be like, oh, here's this beautiful North Face just like laying on the top. But that was the case with this. So it's like the soft shell jacket. Pretty good condition. There were like a couple like marks on it, which I think I can get out. I mean, nothing major. I don't know, maybe that seller, maybe they didn't sell like women's clothes or something, but it was good enough for me, so I got it. Oh, this was cool. Blink 182 hat. So on the inside there is Blink 182 branded. Got the tag there. Yeah, not sure the value on that. There was this cool, kind of like a lightweight, soft blanket. There's no like tag, but I do know like a lot of people search for like the Aztec, that's a good keyword, Western, and it's got these really cool like horses on it too. Yeah, I mean, probably not like insane money there, but I think that'll go fast, priced right. This was just Land's End, but it was a nice like lightweight zip up. Here we have Nike Dry Fit On Field. It is a Bills jersey. It's got the name Diggs on it. I don't know who that is. We had a Gymshark sports bra. Some of the elastics like kind of come in. I got this because it was my size. I keep that for me. Here, an outdoor brand Marmot. These are like these rain pants. Zip all the way down the sides there. Where's my race fans at? There was this vintage Daytona towel. The brand, not that it matters, but there's what the tag looks like on there. Sherry. Here is, can't tell what you can see. This Daytona racing towel. Again, not huge money, but I mean, there's some diehard race fans out there. This, I keep this for me, women's XL North Face hoodie. I liked the design on that. Like, it took me a second. I'm like, oh, that's a North Face. These, I mean, you can't miss these when you're digging through the bins. So the brand Troy Lee Designs, and I did look this up, you know, like your motocross pants. Butt looks a little dirty there, but I think we can get some money for those. Some Athleta shorts. Might not have picked those up if they were like at a regular Goodwill for $5, but decent bins find. Then this here, I'm so excited to find so many good brands. Didn't see any like branding right off the bat, but then you see that logo there. We have a Lululemon. Great. And our last two items here. So I mean, when you're flipping through the bins and you like see something like this, you're like, okay, whatever, just keep digging. But let's see. So I came across this one first. I'm like, what is this potato sack? And it said Brand Walker, made in USA. So I'm like, oh, made in the USA. I'm like, okay, let's look that up. I was like, oh, okay, maybe this is decent. So I put this in my bag. And then I come across this other one. And this one has a tag on it. It says Canestro Italian Cotton Julie Vest. $299 for this potato sack. Okay, here we go. So it's a vest of some sort. I'm sure I'm not going to get anywhere near that, but for paying like $1 or $2, all right. So everything from those 2 bags, again, my total was $40. I wish I lived closer to a bins store. If you're looking to get your cost of goods down, the bins is the way to go. And again, you do have to work to find it. You gotta dig. But again, there was a ton of other resellers there, and I was still able to come home with all of this. And I didn't have to like punch anybody or like fight to get it. It was very calm, very pleasant. I enjoyed my time there. Now let's go back to the Sweet Dream shark that I've now buried. Okay, so if you've never gotten anything authenticated, I don't do it all the time. I mean, because I'm not finding like crazy stuff all the time, but I will show you the app that I used. So for luxury clothing is like the category there. So the cost was $10. You purchase tokens, you submit all your photos, you take close-ups of like the stitching and the tags. If you want it faster, you can pay more money to have it, you know, the turnaround time like super quick. So for the $10, it said you'll get your results in 4 hours or less. So, you know, just depending on how busy they are. If you're not in a hurry, you know, I wouldn't pay the extra to have the turnaround go really fast, because I paid the one for less than 4 hours. I had my results in less than 20 minutes. So I submitted the photos like right before as I was setting up to film, and I had the results back before I even like hit record. I was thinking like, hey, I'll get back to you later with the results. I have the results. The experts have determined, what do we think? This is a replica. Wah wah. Good news is I get to wear it now. Not feel bad about it. So, and they'll actually, I like that they will actually share why they determined it was a replica. And the reason they gave was this tag here. And it said the font, and I think they actually, those Chinese letters there is kind of what they pointed out. So they determined very quickly, and they even give a rating, like on a scale from 1 to 10, how difficult was it to tell if this was a fake or the real deal? And it was, I think, a score of a 3. So they're like, yeah, piece of cake, this is fake. I do like the convenience of having apps like that to be able to help us as resellers to know like, hey, is this the real deal? Is it not? Okay, that is my thrift haul. I have lots of listing to do today. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.